Welcome to Exceptional and Unfiltered. We're Alicia, Melissa, and Teresa, three moms living the real, messy, beautiful life of raising kids with special needs. We're so glad you're here.
To do that, yeah.
And I would try to hide it in there.
Yeah,
But my house was like this big, so I had nowhere to hang
Kind
it
of like when
inside.
you go to like the gyno and like they're about to see you naked, but you're going to hide your underwear and your bra.
Yeah.
I totally
Yeah,
hide
it's like, yeah.
I don't know.
I hide it
Yeah,
when I
do
go get a
that.
massage.
Yeah,
I hide
same.
it when I go to the doctor.
And I'm like, and they're cute, but
Yeah.
still.
I bet you hung your own clothesline. It was probably one of your do it
It was
yourself.
actually already there, but I can do it. If I had a little
But I
cement,
got
I'm
this.
not very good at cement. It would probably be like, little Nina.
Well, today,
Oh, is this thing on?
I think we're live. So today, we're going to talk about graduation and life after graduation and all the things. So right now, we're all in the same boat. Our babies are graduating high school.
It's weird.
I know. Zach and Noah are both graduating from the same high school.
Yeah.
So that's really cool.
Yeah.
It's been a weird year, though, hasn't it?
Yes.
You know?
I think it's been a little bit, it's been good and bad. I always worried because where our kids can go till like they're 21 years old,
Mm-hmm.
I guess under certain circumstances. And I was like, how will I know when it's the right time? Should I cut it off now? Should we go another,
Yeah.
He has indicated to me,
I am done, Mother.
especially on Sunday nights, I am done. And I'm like, okay, I get it. I totally get it.
Yeah.
So I'm happy for him. He's been going to school since pre-K. It is a lot. And I think even when I graduated, I knew I was ready. Like, you just get that feeling, and it's kind of cool to see that he has that intuition and he's ready too. So they're not so unlike us in that way.
Oh,
So-
no. Noah's teacher told me that he actually will go to the door and in the morning, he'll sit on the door and knock on the door. He's like, to go home. He's ready to graduate. Which he would have graduated at 12, probably.
Yeah.
Because
for
he
sure.
enjoys TV, home,
Yeah.
snacks. He is definitely a homebody. So he would have probably already
They
graduated.
really like the lap of
Yeah.
luxury, actually.
Yes.
They enjoy
Riker's
that.
a little the opposite on that. Like, he doesn't want to get up and go. Like, he doesn't want to go in the morning. He wants to sleep in, but he wants to
Once
be at
he's
school.
there.
Wants to be there.
Wants to be there and loves his teachers. And thank God for good teachers.
Oh,
yeah.
And good
Oh, yeah.
classroom aides. And,
It's
you know.
their second mommy.
It
Yeah.
is.
It's
Yeah.
their home
And
away
they
from
fall
home.
in love with them, too.
Yeah.
They do.
His
Yeah.
teacher, like, loves him and would do anything in the
Mhm.
world for him. And that gives us such peace knowing
Yeah.
that they're there. And right now, with graduation, we're about to lose all of this support
Mhm.
that we've had and depended on for so long.
Yeah.
So we're graduating
Yeah.
too
Yeah.
into
Well,
a new season.
It was so
It's a new
last
season
week
for
was
all
so
of us.
hard for me, and you guys know I text you guys
Yeah.
and told you it was my last IEP meeting. That hit me like a ton of bricks.
Yeah.
And because, like you said, that's their lifeline, and I made a post about that too.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I really meant in that post was when I said, thanks to like all the teachers, the aides, the bus drivers, the therapists that saw my child.
Yeah.
Because they saw him like for who he was,
Connected
like what he
with
needed.
him.
And
Yeah.
so and then when people commented, it was like people that we've worked with over the years that have been that support to him, and that made me cry because I was like,
course.
I remember what you did for him, and you did in second grade, and you did in sixth, and then his teacher and the aides. I mean, they're my family.
It's
in the
more than a
bus.
job.
Oh, yeah, they
my
are.
family for sure.
Well, and it's like, we love anybody that's good to our kids, but when you have a special needs child, like if you've done right by my kid, like then we really
We're
love
bonded
you,
for life.
and
Yeah.
you mean a lot to
Yeah.
us, especially like for our kids that can't speak for themselves,
Yeah.
in so many words, so they really rely on the
Yeah.
people to just be good to them.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I know we're all really thankful for that.
Very much so.
Yeah.
And
I'm
they go
bonded for
above and
life
beyond.
Bonded
with
for
those
life,
people
yeah.
That have been there for us.
It's kind of like a given when you deal with kids like ours that you go above and beyond,
Mm-hmm.
but they really do.
Mm-hmm.
His teacher has, when I've had a faculty senate day, she's like, why don't you just let him stay with me? And that's so kind. That's
and,
so kind.
and you need that, like for
Mhm.
like personally, like you need
Right.
that extra person in your village and that extra
So-
help.
Yeah.
So it matters a lot.
I hope they know how appreciated they are.
Yeah, we love you.
Yeah.
We
Yes.
love you, teachers and aides and bus drivers
Yeah.
and all of the above.
All of the, and bus drive,
Oh.
aides,
Principals,
Yeah.
like
man,
like
principals.
so many
Yeah.
things
Thank
are
you,
done,
thank you, thank you.
and the accommodations that are made. So I'll tell you a little bit about Riker and how they're going to accommodate him for graduation. So Riker loves attention. We know this. But he's also a little different about how he likes attention. So he likes for you to make all over him, or like a crowd can make all over him. But there's something about like a spotlight being on him, like on stage. He doesn't do well with that. Like if everybody cheering for him at one time or saying his name, like at different award ceremonies, it's easier for him to like get his award kind of quietly, and then we acknowledge him after the fact, you know. But that's been a thing
in a
controlled setting. Yeah. But like that's been a thing that's been really worrying me all this time. Like, how are we going to handle graduation? Because you also don't want to cause a problem for other people, and they're there for their kids.
Be considerate.
It's a big moment. And plus, you know, you guys know that my other son Jake is also graduating, and I don't want to take away anything from him, and I don't want Riker to have like a meltdown on stage and potentially embarrass his brother or you know, cause a scene. So his teacher and principal, they've been amazing trying to think of how they can do this. And as of right now, the plan is for Riker to sit on stage with the valedictorian with everybody else, and they'll do their normal speeches, and then Riker will be the first person that they announce for graduation. But what they'll do is they'll come over to him, give him his diploma while he's sitting on stage, and love on him. And then as they're walking him off the stage, then they'll announce, you know, that this is for Riker, and everybody can cheer, but he'll be walking off the stage.
That's nice.
So we all get our moment. Like as a mom, I get my moment. Jake's moment is preserved for him, you know, so nothing's going to happen there. And his teacher's just going to take him like back to her room or something, you know. So and just the thought of like going out of their way to accommodating him and our family, and they're not worried about alphabetical order or about, you know, anything else. No other child there.
They're seeing what's important.
They're looking at Riker and what does he need. And I can guarantee you there's not going to be another parent or another child, another student that's going to be upset that Riker was the first person to get his diploma.
I love living in a small town.
Right?
Yeah.
Like that's one of the beauties too of a small town. Like
You're right.
everybody knows each other. They know, like the families know Riker. They know what he needs, and you know. And I
think
love
about
that.
what's important. You know, what's really important. Like, let's just take care of this kid and help him have a moment that feels good to him and to his family. So I'm really like, that's helped me kind of let go of some stress, you know, on that.
Because like you said, you do worry about other families too.
Yeah.
Because we do have, you know, kids that may get upset with noise, clapping, you know, the loud. So it does make you feel good that you don't want to ruin somebody else's day either. You know,
it's a big day for everybody.
It's a big day for everybody, and so just making just a simple accommodation like that. And I've seen that throughout the years, the principal or the teachers or different events that we're at. Like I can just say, like you've mentioned the Tim Tebow Foundation, the prom. And that's one thing when Riker was walking down that red carpet, if you're cheering for him, he's going to stop in the middle of the red carpet.
Yeah.
And he's not going to move. That first year he did. He was like, nope, I'm done. So the second year, they did a quiet entrance. And so they just waved at him and had signs, but everybody was quiet. He just walked all the way down.
Yeah, and he went on down like a champ.
Like no big deal.
Yeah.
And then they just said that at the end, you know, that was Riker. And, and that was perfect.
Yeah.
And he had a great time and just those small things.
Small things,
Small things matter.
Zach likes attention, but he also feels awkward, you can tell. For example, you were talking about the Tim Tebow prom. The people were cheering, and he just like pretended like he was looking at a flower. You know,
I don't know what to do with my hands.
It's exactly that.
Talladega Nights,
Talladega Nights.
Yeah.
Like,
what do I do with my hands?
That's what it was. Talladega
That's
Nights.
funny.
And so we compare him often to Will Ferrell.
because
I love it.
He's definitely that awkward. When his middle school graduation, I bawled, so I can only imagine what high school will be like.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard.
Again, you know, we had a wonderful teacher, wonderful aide, same, and it's again, and I'm like, oh, this is a lot of emotions.
Yes,
but it was cute. During the middle school graduation, the principal's like shaking hands and kind of put a side hug, and Zach like ducked under him, you know, because it was awkward.
Yeah, we're just gonna avoid this awkwardness.
We're gonna avoid this awkwardness, and so I kind of expect awkward.
Yeah,
and that's okay.
And that's fine too.
Yeah, I like it.
And you were talking earlier about the graduation walk.
Yes.
So that's something we do here.
So as a teacher, I know like it's really special because the graduation walk is when the students return to the school they went to elementary school at, and they walk the hallways, and all the students line up the hallways, and the teachers, and they applaud for them.
It's so emotional to watch.
It's so emotional. So I've only had the teacher's perspective, so I've been teaching long enough to where I do get to see some of my kids graduate.
Aw.
And it's very emotional, and you are so proud of them,
Yeah.
and to see them all grown up, it's
In
beautiful.
their cap and gown, so they're walking down the
wearing their caps
hallway.
and gowns,
Yeah.
and they're proud of themselves, and it's wonderful. And you see who they're still friends with, and I don't know.
And the little kids are looking up to them, just like in
Yeah.
awe.
It's good for everybody.
Yeah.
It's beautiful for everybody.
It's a full circle moment.
So
you know?
Our school is kind enough to let Zach come to the school I teach at too.
Aw.
So he'll go back to the school he wished to, but they're
Teresa.
also going to let him come to my school. And so I may not be able to work the rest of
Oh
the day
my
after that.
gosh. That's
But
going to be so emotional.
That's another accommodation that I'm so grateful
How
for.
sweet and how kind for them to do that.
Yeah.
To give you that moment.
Because otherwise,
Man.
I wouldn't, and not everybody would do that for you. And
Yeah.
I really do appreciate that.
That's
and that
amazing.
is a beautiful day, like you said, even as a teacher perspective, because if it wasn't for the teachers, they wouldn't be graduating.
Oh,
like,
we
you have a part in it.
We'd totally love to see them again and what they're doing and what they look like now. And
It's probably very like fueling,
it
know,
is.
because
It
teaching can be
is.
very hard.
Your cup can drain out.
Yeah.
And so that's definitely a refill.
Ah.
Love it.
It's beautiful.
Well, we've all been, our boys getting their cap and gowns and taking pictures. We just did that. My sister took pictures of my boys a couple weeks ago, and I was just like, I can't handle this.
Yeah.
I can't handle this. But it's
flew.
like, it did fly, and it's part like, we're all probably like part like just emotional and happy and proud, but then scared.
Yeah.
It's all of
you
the
know,
above.
a big transition, and
Yeah.
so
But we've been prepping for it.
we have been prepping.
We have been prepping, trying to look into resources and trying to get it lined out. Is it set in stone? Not even close.
Lord, no.
But, the thought process is because it's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot of digging around and trying to find resources. Luckily,
And
there are-
inventing.
Yeah.
We are
Inventing
inventing
resources.
things. So
Yeah.
when we first started the Special Needs Collaborative, which is our local organization here that we try to just help make the world a better place in all kinds of different ways for our special needs community. But one of the big reasons when I was like, we need to get this put together was because I knew this moment was coming.
Yeah.
And we're not ready. Like our community isn't ready.
we want
like
the quality of life to continue.
Yeah. And we'll never be okay with settling. Never.
Nope.
And we want that quality of life that these teachers in our schools have given our kids. And we want to continue that. And over the past couple years, we've talked a lot about all the good things that are happening, and it's just like
And this is one of
exploding
them.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the Special Needs Collaborative is one of those things that's
Yeah.
helped it kind of explode here. But as we're trying to look at life after high school, we're looking at engagement. We're looking at like how to keep their minds stimulated. We're looking at basic caretaking.
Yeah.
All of us
We
work.
want them to feel like they still have purpose.
Yeah.
We need purpose. That's why we get involved with our occupations.
Yeah, we love our
it's not
jobs and what we
It's
do.
not just we got to make money, yes, but
Yeah.
there's more to it than that.
Yeah.
And they need more too.
Yeah.
They need more, so we're trying to braid resources and look at all these different organizations that are popping up and trying to support them. But then we're also trying to like be creative and invent some of our own things. And here in May, one of the programs that the Special Needs
excited about
Collaborative,
this,
me
too.
too, one of the things that we've helped put together, it was one of our members had just such a beautiful idea, but it's called The Circle. And it's an organization, or not even an organization, like just an idea, an initiative. But it's utilizing the local churches here because a lot of them have kind of empty space during the week. And we have a need to fill, adults with special needs that need somewhere to go and something to do. And so through this initiative, like on Mondays, they can go to this church and do arts and crafts. On Tuesday, they can go to this church from like 1 to 3 and do music activities. Another church on Wednesdays can do physical fitness, and it just kind of keeps going on. And we have several churches that have already committed to doing this, and that took time. We've been talking about this for like a year and a half, and it's just going to start with the first church launching in May.
Kind of goes back to what we talked about in an earlier episode about people want to help. You just got to help them know how.
Yeah.
Or like give them some direction.
And feeling like just a welcoming and a safe space to brainstorm and have ideas. Like, hey, we are all in this boat. Like, we can all say, I wish there was something more for adults with special needs. But we're like, well, let's create that something more.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and using that creative space to like bounce ideas and come up with something. And it's really so beautiful because the burden on any organization will be so minimal. The cost is minimal, but the
Yeah.
impact is huge.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Absolutely.
Huge.
That's spot on. Like I wonder if they even know.
Yeah.
Like how much this will benefit these kids. Like it's almost.
They'll have to be in it for a
Yeah.
while to even see like what happens.
And I think
You
it'll
know?
expand once they get to know our
Oh.
kids and get a better understanding of the different abilities that our kids have. That's going to grow even more out into the community and how they interact with other people
Sure.
with special abilities.
And so, and like when we were trying to plan and work on this, one thing, I feel like we were kind of overcomplicating things at first and like wanting to give too many ideas for what to do. And I'm like, listen, do anything. Have coloring sheets.
Yeah.
Do whatever. Just start.
Yeah.
Once you start and once you get to know the people that you're serving, those things will come naturally.
they
You
will.
don't have to overthink or overcomplicate right now.
Yeah.
Just go.
Just go.
We do everything. We wing everything in life
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah. And I'm so excited about it because without, I think, like you said, once these agencies do these things for us and they can see how much we value and need these programs.
And we're putting in the work too.
Yeah.
We're doing it too. Yeah.
Because without those, what would life be like for our kids after graduation in the day? I mean,
Sitting at home.
Sitting at home. I mean,
Yeah.
I would not want to just sit at home in my bedroom every day. I mean, how depressing
No.
and dark.
It's not a
Would
good
that
quality
be?
of life.
Well, imagine-
it's not the quality of life that we want for them.
Well, imagine like if, we work and we're outside of the home, during the day and we're talking to other people, our brain's stimulated with our work but they're at home all day and then we come home ready to relax.
Yeah.
But then how could we not do something with them in the evenings when they've been sitting at home
watching
YouTube or whatever. So then we would have to be on all the time.
Yeah.
So there's
And
a lot
it's
of
really
things
just not
to figure
possible.
out.
Like at some point,
Something's got to give.
We have to shut down too. We have to rest our brains too. And you're right, it wouldn't be fair to them.
Yeah, I mean, have y'all had moments where I'm just like, or where you're like,
Staring at a wall.
I need a minute. I'm like completely fried right now. I can't think of anything. I can't create anything. I can't book this appointment. I just need a minute.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, yeah.
and so if we didn't create some of these burnout, that's exactly what it is. But if we didn't work together and create some of these things, then like this is a lifelong burnout feeling. Like we're trying to put in work to make it easier later.
Yeah.
You
Being
know?
There's also
proactive.
a lot of
And proactive,
physical,
yeah.
not even the mental, things that you get from going to these programs and engaging your, mind, your activities, your friendships. But we also have boys that have physical issues. So if they're not active, they're not moving those muscles.
Absolutely.
And moving like with their physical, they can really just deteriorate fast if we aren't
You're right.
active with them.
You're right. I mean,
That's
they
a
need
good
their body
perspective.
and minds,
Yeah.
stimulated. And so I love that about our team and about our local community. Everybody's like, yeah, what can I do?
Yeah.
How can I help? And we just always are encouraging ideas and coming up with solutions. And we might have gotten shut down on a couple of things, but we're not done. We're not done. But we don't want to quit brainstorming and we don't want to quit thinking. And sometimes thinking outside of the box can be scary. Especially with like state entities or like I don't know, that's not how we've done it or that's not how we've done it in the past, and we try to be understanding of that, but like push just a little bit,
or a stack of rules and regulations.
Yeah.
like
Who's to
that
say
thrown at
though
you.
that it can't be done?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Teresa doesn't take no for an answer. We've learned that recently, just with one thing that we were working on. It was like, no, that's not going to work. And Teresa's like, I'm going to keep going. And then it's like, oh, it happened to all work out.
I can be a little stubborn when
You
it
know,
comes to stuff
But
like
I'm
that.
very thankful that you were stubborn because I didn't have it in me. And I gave up.
Well, you got knocked down pretty hard though.
I
your
did.
defense.
I did get knocked down pretty hard.
And you can't. We talked about a negative Nelly earlier, so you got a hold of a negative Nelly.
Yeah.
I did.
And I had been talking to a lady that I felt like knew her stuff
Mm-hmm.
because she had a personal experience with her sister.
Okay, yeah.
And she just made me think, I don't know. I mean, I could have hit that wall too, but it ended up working out for the three of us.
Yeah.
You know, you're still working on the process, and you are too.
I think we're in
and
the same
we're
spot now.
about in
Yeah.
the same. And don't pay attention to all those closed doors. I think would be a good, because there's somebody
Yeah.
in there that will hear you.
Well,
If
in
you
our
keep-
community, I'll
But it can
clarify
be
that.
discouraging.
It can. In our community, with anything we've wanted to try to do, we haven't had any shut
no,
doors.
This is like
This
at a
is
different
a-
level.
Rules and regulations.
This is a rules
and
and
red tape
yeah.
type of situation.
Yeah, so it's a different thing, but like that's part of this village that I'm thankful for, though, because when I had that conversation, I think I called you right after, and I was just like, I felt so defeated.
And we had planned to meet at my house.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, this is how scattered that we can't. You know. Sometimes we put on this like I got it together way, but I was like, I forgot y'all were coming.
We were at
Why are
the
you in the
driveway.
driveway?
Yeah, we had never been to your house before, and I'm in somebody else's driveway. And then Melissa
And I
figured
was like,
out.
was that today?
Yeah, Melissa figured out the right house, and like you're like, I'm coming to
I
the
was
door.
in the bed.
But we met for like hours that day.
We did. We
Trying to
ended up
figure
made a day
things
of
out.
it,
We
yeah.
did, and it was wonderful. But like, I just won't. I will never forget that though, Teresa. How I felt so defeated and so shut down. And normally I'm a fighter and I'll keep going,
You are.
but I didn't. I did not have it in me, and I just
Sometimes
felt
you have
so
to
bad.
Figure out what you are wasting your time on too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's where you were at. You're like, girls, you were trying to give us a heads up. This
Yeah.
could be a waste of time.
Yeah.
But
And
you
I
kind
had
of like
race
took
car.
that battalion, you know what I mean? Or
Yeah,
is it
you did.
baton or whatever it is? Like,
I
you know
think,
those
baton.
races?
Yeah,
Okay.
baton.
You just like, okay, you picked it up and you took it from there. And I was like, thank you.
Yeah. Well,
You
that's
know?
what we have to
Yeah.
do for each other.
We
though.
do.
And you took my rose-colored glasses off. Because I always depend on my family member, like my mom and, my mother-in-law for support, and they're aging. And so
Yeah.
you telling me, hey, these resources are out there, it kind of made me think again of like,
Yeah.
the support that I have right now, they're,
You have now, but you may
that
not
might
have.
be
Yeah.
next year.
It's
Yeah.
like that one episode we talked about. We need to find younger people to hang
Yeah.
out with because
We're the young
I mean, our
friends.
Yeah.
support has been older
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
that's just
Yeah.
the way families work.
Yeah.
But yeah, we gotta figure out something else, and we're trying.
And but doing that together, like this has been a fear for all of us for years.
Very
Yeah.
much so.
Yeah.
Are we going to have to quit our jobs?
What are we going to
Yeah.
have to do? Yeah. And then and we've talked about like just recently, like we've known each other. Well, I haven't known you for very long, but I've known Melissa for years, but we weren't like in the same circle
Yeah.
or we didn't like work closely together. And so really, but all of us coming together within the last couple of years,
Yeah.
like in the nick of time
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
to come together and like be able to do this
It really
together.
was. That is a God thing.
Yeah.
God knows what he's doing.
If
Yeah,
you-
I
I
mean-
mean,
Always
the
knows.
way you said it just now, I was like, yeah.
In the
Yeah.
nick of
It really
time,
was.
Yeah.
we found each other, and I'm so thankful to have you guys and to not feel alone navigating the most difficult part. I feel like we have come across yet. I mean, there's been challenging moments and hard moments, especially like surgeries and
Yeah.
and different things that we've gone through. But something that has just like had fear all over me for years is like getting to this point that just
Yeah.
kind of kept creeping up. And then the last year, it's like it didn't creep.
Yeah.
It just here it is,
Yeah, right in your face.
right in your face.
We
yeah.
had to face it. We had to deal with it.
Yeah, and so here we are, and my God, we're here together.
But thank God we
Thank
did.
goodness.
And we dealt with it together.
We did,
And even though it's not all finalized, we're on a good path.
and I'm still scared. I'm sure
Sure.
you guys are too.
Oh, terrified.
you
But
know?
we have
Yeah.
hope.
But we
Yeah.
have hope, and we have we don't feel lost completely. We have a plan, we have a direction, and we're just chipping away at it together. And it's true
Yeah.
teamwork.
Yeah.
We're
And I
really
love
in
too,
this.
like the moms. I know on my post the other day, some of the moms in the special needs collaborative that have kids have already graduated. They would reach out to me and say, there's going to be other programs. Like, this is a new journey for him and for you.
And
But
you will adjust.
you're going to adjust. You're going to find new things for you and him both. And that really encouraged me because I
Sure.
was like,
I saw that, and
it,
I felt the same way.
did you? And that was just so great. And that's the thing too that I love about the collaborative and even the podcast. The
We need a
connections we've got
podcast
to
for
make.
every generation.
Yeah.
For every big.
Yeah.
Every
So,
big thing.
If
Yeah.
anybody wants to do that.
Yeah, well, we could even go back at some point and do episodes on. I'm sorry, I keep hitting everybody's mics today. I felt like anyway,
Aggressive.
bull in a china shop today. But yeah, like maybe we can go back at some point and do some more moments.
Yeah.
Over the years that we've had. But this is a big one.
It
Yeah.
This is a big one, and
Scary.
it is scary. And then I feel like there's a lot of different things, but I feel like it's kind of like a patchwork quilt.
Yeah.
It
And
is.
but if one of those things don't work out that
And
day,
it feels
what does
weird,
that mean?
but you got to remember that it'll come together.
Yeah.
That's
Fingers
the hard part to
crossed.
remember.
Yeah.
We hope.
Yeah.
I mean, we're gonna need it to come together.
We hope.
Yeah. But that's a thing. How are y'all feeling with watching your kids graduate? I know it looks different. than maybe what it looks like for other parents. How are you handling some of those emotions?
I think for me hard because I know like I've trusted so many people like that I've got to know that have helped care for Noah, and I hate that he'll lose those people. I think about me all the
That's a
time
good
for
point.
graduation, but what about him?
Yeah.
Like he can't tell me, he can't process it. He might not even know how to process his emotions, but he's had the same teacher for several years. The same classroom aides, the same bus drivers. So for me, it's lonely for me. But what about? I mean, we forget about them.
Seeing them consistently all of a sudden to like maybe every now and then, if ever.
Yeah.
I
But
try
they
to
lose
befriend
those
the
people.
teachers and keep them around.
Yeah.
Like, can I come over?
Yeah.
Sure. Or even
Every time
inviting
I came to
them.
Air High, like anytime Noah's had surgeries, had things, they visit him. Like I hope he's still doing.
Yes.
Please
You know
come
what we
visit
should
us, please.
do? We should do like a celebrate teachers and aides event or something like that.
Yeah, they
for
deserve
our
it.
graduates.
They deserve it.
And bring them in. So that could be an annual thing that we could do or something like just it's to celebrate them in that relationship and
You are the idea machine, and we're just
Yeah.
like, okay.
I've always
love
got
it.
something spinning up, and I always start it
That's
like
how
this.
we got here.
Yeah, I'm always like, this is not a complete thought, but I
tell
have
us where to be and
I have a
when.
little bit of an
Yeah.
idea. Yeah.
Exactly. What time is that?
Yeah, what time and where, and who's bringing coffee?
Yes. Yes.
But I think there's a lot of emotions. There's a lot of big things happening. There's the life after that we're figuring out. But I'm thankful for you girls, and thankful to have you guys to do this with. So
too.
hopefully the people that are listening, if they're in this same boat, you can find connection through our podcast or through just the organizations in your area. If you're on your way, maybe that'd be another good tip too. So like if you're in those high school years, don't wait until the end to start seeking
digging.
those. Yeah.
Yeah.
Seeking those connections and those ideas. If you start participating in whatever your community offers now, by the time you graduate, you can build a village
That
if
way
you
it
don't
won't
have
be
one now.
so overwhelming.
Yeah.
At one time.
Yeah.
Build your village and be intentional about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, graduation boys and
Class of 2026.
class of 2026. Oh my gosh. Can we all have a drink after graduation? Okay.
I think it's a must.
I think we might need to do that.
And that's today's conversation.
If you feel seen, understood, or just a little less alone, share this podcast with someone who needs it too.
No judgment, no perfect answers, no pretending. Just real talk.
We said what we said, and we'll keep talking.